wanted to do this documentary so people wouldn't have to always stare and take pictures, because we don't like when they take pictures, so they just knew who we are.
For most of their lives, Abby and Brittany Hensel were known as the smiling conjoined twins who defied every medical expectation. They graduated college, became teachers, and inspired millions around the world. But in 2025, something changed, and it caught everyone off guard. Rumors began spreading online, old interviews resurfaced, and new details quietly came to light. Fans started asking the same uneasy question: what really happened to Abby and Brittany? The truth isn't what most people think, and once you hear it, you may never look at their story the same way again. So join us in this video as we reveal the details of what truly happened to the conjoined twins. A life the world never truly saw. Imagine living your entire life attached to someone else, not just as a close sibling, but physically joined at the hip. That has been the reality for Abby and Brittany Hensel, the conjoined twins who have fascinated the world since their birth in 1990. For years, the public saw smiling faces, inspiring interviews, and a story of triumph. But in 2025, their father stepped forward with revelations that painted a far more complicated picture of their lives, one the media rarely showed. According to him, the struggles Abby and Brittany face behind closed doors are much deeper than most people ever realized. Living with two brains controlling one body is something few can truly understand. From the very beginning, even the simplest actions, walking, eating, or turning, required perfect coordination. And while they overcame challenges that would break most people, their father revealed that what they are facing now is unlike anything before. He didn't share every detail, but he made one thing painfully clear: new medical problems are threatening their shared future, and the situation is serious. For the first time ever, doctors have raised the possibility of separation, an option that was once completely off the table. The weight of that decision is unimaginable. Abby and Brittany have never known life apart. Separation isn't just medically dangerous, it's emotionally devastating. Their entire family is struggling with the reality, knowing there are no easy answers. Health issues have followed the twins since infancy. Over the years, they've undergone multiple surgeries to correct problems with their spine and chest, procedures necessary just to breathe and move comfortably. Even then, the health scares never truly stopped. Now, in their early 30s, those complications are worsening, forcing difficult conversations no one ever wanted to have. From day one, Abby and Brittany lived under constant public attention. Cameras, interviews, and documentaries followed them everywhere. While fame brought admiration, it also came at a cost. Their father admitted that behind the scenes, there has always been a quiet struggle to feel normal. Imagine never going out without being stared at, whispered about, or treated like a spectacle instead of a person. That emotional pressure has taken a toll over the years. Though they share one body, Abby and Brittany are very different people. Abby is more serious and practical, while Brittany is lighter and more spontaneous. Their father revealed that these differences often made even small decisions stressful, turning everyday choices into emotional battles. And now, as their future hangs in the balance, those differences and the bond they share matter more than ever. But where did the decision to not separate the twins Abby and Brittany come from? Stay tuned to find out. A choice that defined their lives. The decision to keep Abby and Brittany Hensel conjoined was one their parents, Patty and Mike, knew would shape the twins' entire lives. When Abby and Brittany were born, doctors immediately presented the couple with an option: surgery to attempt separation. While such a procedure might have offered the chance for independent lives, it came with enormous risks. Medical professionals were clear that the odds were grim, warning that both twins might not survive the operation. It was a decision no parent could take lightly. Mike Hensel later reflected on the choice in a 2001 interview with Time magazine, saying, "How could you pick between the two?" The question captured the moral and emotional weight of the moment. Separating the twins would mean choosing a future for each of them without certainty about their survival. And the Hensels knew that even the smallest chance of losing one twin was unacceptable. After long discussions and careful consideration, they made the courageous choice to forego surgery. Patty and Mike's decision meant that Abby and Brittany would grow up conjoined, a reality that has defined their extraordinary lives. It wasn't a choice made lightly, but one rooted in love, caution, and a deep respect for the lives of both daughters. Knowing that life as conjoined twins would present unique challenges, the parents focused on raising them in a supportive environment where they could learn to cooperate, grow, and develop their individuality despite their physical connection. Since they have never known anything different, Abby and Brittany adapted remarkably. From the very beginning, they learned to synchronize their movements, communicate silently, and negotiate daily tasks together. Every step, every gesture, and every decision required coordination, a skill they honed over decades. This cooperation became second nature, forming the foundation of their unique bond. Their parents' choice, made in that critical moment shortly after birth, ultimately allowed the twins to live full, rich lives as themselves, showing the world what it truly means to thrive despite overwhelming challenges. Now we have known what the twins are currently facing. Let us go back to the very beginning of how they were placed in the public eye. How did Abby and Brittany come to be known? Keep watching to find out. Growing up in the public eye. Abby and Brittany Hensel were born in Carver County, Minnesota, to parents who lived very grounded, hardworking lives. Their mother, Patty, was a registered nurse, and their father, Mike Hensel, worked as a carpenter and landscaper. Alongside Abby and Brittany, the family also included a younger brother and sister, and together they were raised in the quiet town of New Germany, Minnesota. From the outside, their upbringing looked as normal as it could be: school, family routines, and small-town life. Despite their extraordinary condition, they attended Mayer Lutheran High School in Mayer, Minnesota, where they were known not just as conjoined twins, but as students trying to fit in like everyone else. Later, they went on to Bethel University in St. Paul, where they graduated in 2012, a milestone that many once thought would be impossible for them to reach. Yet, long before college, Abby and Brittany were already known to the world. Their first major national exposure came in April 1996, when they appeared twice on The Oprah Winfrey Show. That same month, Life magazine featured them on its cover under the powerful caption, "One Body, Two Souls." The article gave readers an intimate look into their daily routines in a piece titled, "The Hensels' Summer." The public response was overwhelming, and Life followed up with another story 2 years later in September 1998, continuing to document their lives. As they grew older, the cameras never really left. In 2002, Abby and Brittany appeared in Joined for Life, a television documentary produced by Advanced Medical Productions and aired on the Discovery Health Channel. A follow-up documentary, Joined at Birth, aired in 2003, offering more insight into their medical reality and personal growth. That same year, Time magazine and Life revisited their story, updating viewers on their lives at age 11. Major networks continued their coverage. ABC aired its own documentary titled Joined for Life, and in 2005, a UK television special featured the twins as part of the series Extraordinary People. In 2006, another advanced medical documentary, Joined for Life. Abby and Brittany turned 16, focused on their teenage years, school life, friendships, social challenges, and even learning to drive. Their journey reached a new level of exposure in 2012 when they starred in the TLC reality series Abby and Brittany, which aired in the United States from August to October. The show followed them as they finished college and began working part-time as teachers. The series later aired in the UK on the BBC in 2013. By then, Abby and Brittany weren't just medical wonders. They were public figures whose entire lives had unfolded in front of the world. So how are the twins, Abby and Brittany, facing adulthood? Stay tuned to find out. Defying the odds and claiming their own identity. Dicephalic parapagus twins almost never survive into adulthood. Most doctors consider long-term survival extremely rare. Yet Abby and Brittany Hensel did exactly that, defying expectations year after year. Not only did they survive, but they went on to graduate from high school in 2008, proving early on that their future would not be defined by medical predictions. Determined to build meaningful lives, they enrolled at Bethel University in Arden Hills, Minnesota, where they chose to major in education. Originally, the twins considered pursuing different concentrations within their major, reflecting their individual interests and personalities. But the extra workload made that impossible. forcing them to compromise in a way most students never have to consider. Even so, they persevered, and in 2012, Abby and Brittany each earned a Bachelor of Arts degree, another milestone few believed they would reach. Despite sharing one body, the twins have always made deliberate efforts to maintain their individuality. Some of their clothes are custom-altered by a seamstress to include two separate necklines, a small but meaningful detail.
Abby and Brittany Hensel's anatomy is a remarkable blend of shared and individual organs and tissues. The twins each have their own distinct upper body systems.
Everyday tasks require an almost unspoken understanding between them. When responding to emails, Abby and Brittany type together, often anticipating each other's thoughts and emotions with very little verbal communication. Over time, they've developed their own natural system of expression. When they agree on something, they refer to themselves as I. When their opinions differ, they use their individual names instead. It's a subtle detail, but one that highlights just how deeply connected and yet separate they truly are. What they don't enjoy is unwanted attention. The twins have openly said they dislike being stared at or photographed by strangers while simply trying to live their private lives. In a 2006 Discovery Channel interview, when they were just 16, Abby and Brittany shared very human hopes. They wanted to date, get married, and have children someday. They explained that by opening up about their lives, they hoped people would better understand them and allow them the chance to live as normally as possible. In 2013, another major chapter began when Abby and Brittany became teachers. Standing in front of a classroom, guiding students, and shaping young minds, they once again showed the world that their lives were about far more than survival. They were about purpose. But how do twins function with just one body? Let's find out. Inside one body, the truth about how Abby and Brittany function. Abby and Brittany Hensel have never been ones to hide who they are. While many people assume the twins keep personal details private, the truth is quite the opposite. Over the years, they've willingly shared parts of their lives with the public, from careers to relationships, including Abby marrying her husband, Josh Bowling, in 2021. More recently, they chose to educate the world even further by explaining how their bodies actually work. In a clip shared on the twins' TikTok account on December 30th, 2024, molecular biologist Hashem Al-Ghaili broke down their anatomy in clear, simple terms. He explained that Abby and Brittany's physical makeup is a rare mix of shared and separate systems. The twins have two heads, two brains, two spinal cords, and two hearts, all connected through a shared circulatory system. While they share blood flow, their brains and spinal cords function independently, which allows each twin to fully control her own side of the body. Abby, who is on the right, controls the right arm and leg, while Brittany manages the left. Even with this division, their movements appear almost effortless. Everyday tasks like typing, holding objects, or driving require constant cooperation and silent communication, something they've mastered over a lifetime together. This teamwork was clearly shown in their TLC series, Abby and Brittany. Viewers watched the twins do things most people never imagined possible, including driving a car. In a 2012 episode, Abby explained that they each earned their own driver's license by taking and passing the test separately. When they drive, Abby handles the gas and brakes, while both twins steer together, a perfect example of trust and coordination. The TikTok video also revealed more about their internal organs. Abby and Brittany have 4 lungs, 2 partially fused, 2 stomachs, 2 gallbladders, and 3 kidneys. They share 1 liver, 1 small intestine, 1 large intestine, 1 pelvis, 1 bladder, and 1 set of reproductive organs. Because they each have their own stomach, they digest food separately and even experience pain independently. Abby once explained that if Brittany's stomach hurts, she can't feel it at all. Brittany added that she can only feel pain on her own side, just as Abby can only feel hers. These small details highlight just how separate their experiences can be, even while sharing one body. Between their reality show, teaching careers, and personal milestones, Abby and Brittany continue to show the world that limitations don't define them. As the video's narrator concluded, their lives stand as proof of extraordinary resilience, deep cooperation, and the incredible adaptability of the human spirit. What secret did the twins keep for a while before revealing? Stay tuned to learn more. The marriage no one saw coming. For years, Abby Hensel lived a life that most people assumed was completely public. After all, she and her conjoined twin sister Brittany had grown up in front of cameras, interviews, and documentaries. But in a surprising turn, Abby managed to keep one of the biggest milestones of her life completely private. Abby Hensel has been married since 2021, and the world didn't find out until 3 years later. In November 2021, Abby quietly married Josh Bowling, choosing to step away from the spotlight rather than share the moment publicly. While many assumed every major event in the twins' lives would be documented, Abby and Brittany had intentionally retreated from public attention. Since the end of their TLC show, they had been living largely out of view, focusing on work, family, and building a sense of normalcy away from constant scrutiny. The twins first captured national attention back in 1996 with their appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show, where viewers were introduced to their unique bond and medical reality. Years later, in 2012, TLC aired Abby and Brittany, a reality series that followed them as they graduated with education degrees, traveled through Europe, and began their teaching careers. After the show ended, the cameras stopped rolling, but life continued. Public interest surged again in March 2024, when Today broke the news of Abby's marriage, citing public records that confirmed Abby and Josh Bowling had been legally married since 2021. The revelation shocked many fans who believed the twins shared every major update with the public. Suddenly, Abby's private decision became a global talking point. Josh Bowling lives with Abby and Brittany in Minnesota, the same state where the twins were born and raised. The family setup reflects how carefully they've chosen stability over spectacle. While Abby and Brittany continued working as teachers, Josh built his own career as a registered nurse after serving as a U.S. Army veteran. His background in healthcare brought an added layer of understanding into a relationship unlike any other. Abby and Brittany are dicephalous conjoined twins, meaning they have two heads, but share one torso and several organs below the waist. Because of this, Abby's marriage naturally raised questions, but the twins made it clear through their actions that their personal lives don't exist for public approval. Instead, they chose privacy, control, and boundaries. The quiet nature of Abby's wedding wasn't secrecy, it was intention. After decades of living as public figures, this chapter belonged to them alone. And in many ways, that choice says more about Abby and Brittany's strength than any interview ever could. But what do we really know about Abby's husband, Josh? Keep watching to find out. Who is Josh Bowling, the man behind Abby's private life? Josh Bowling's life story is one shaped by service, loss, and a deep commitment to caring for others. Born in Tennessee, Bowling went on to become a decorated U.S. Army veteran, serving as a healthcare specialist, more commonly known as a combat medic. During his military career, he was deployed with the 1st Cavalry Division to both Iraq and Afghanistan, where he witnessed the harsh realities of war up close. Those experiences left a lasting mark on him. In a 2021 interview with the Minnesota Star-Tribune, Bowling spoke openly about the emotional weight of his service. He explained that he dealt with death regularly, often in its most traumatic form. "I dealt with a lot of death and dying. The bad version of it," he said. That exposure would later shape the path he chose after leaving the military. After completing his service, Bowling transitioned into civilian life by pursuing a career in healthcare. He became a registered nurse in Minnesota, where he now works in hospice care, providing end-of-life support to fellow veterans. According to Bowling, hospice care felt different from anything he had experienced before. During his nursing training, he encountered hospice work for the first time and described it as something deeper than a job. It felt like a calling. He explained that the chance to help someone pass peacefully, rather than in pain or chaos, drew him in. Compared to what he had seen during combat, hospice care represented dignity, compassion, and closure. For Bowling, it was a way to transform years of trauma into something meaningful. While Bowling largely stayed out of the spotlight, public attention returned in June 2024 when Abby and Brittany shared a TikTok video from Abby and Josh's wedding. The clip showed Abby and Brittany gently swaying side to side with their arms around Bowling's neck while his hands rested on their waist. Soft lights lined the dance floor, creating a warm and intimate moment that felt deeply personal. The video quickly went viral, gaining more than 400,000 views and thousands of comments. Many viewers expressed longtime support for the twins, with one commenter writing, "I'm happy for her. I've watched them since they were babies." For fans who had followed Abby and Brittany for decades, the moment felt emotional and full circle. That June post followed another TikTok shared in May, where the twins posted tender wedding photos. The images showed Abby in a bridal gown and the twins posing alongside Bowling and his daughter. The caption was simple and powerful, #forever. It was a rare glimpse into a life they had deliberately kept private. Before marrying Abby, Bowling had been married to Annika Bowling in 2010. Their marriage lasted 9 years before ending in divorce in 2019. During that time, the couple welcomed a daughter, Isabella, in 2016. After the divorce, Annika gave birth to a second daughter in 2020. Court documents later revealed further legal developments. In October 2023, Annika filed a paternity suit involving Bowling and another man, Gavin Vatnsdal, regarding her second child. The child was referred to in legal documents as Isabella's half-sister and was described as a non-joint minor child of the former couple. The suit requested DNA testing from both men, and a genetic test report was added to the case file in March 2024. However, the details and results of the testing have not been made public. As public curiosity swirled once again, Abby, Brittany, and Bowling remained largely silent. Their approach has been consistent, sharing only what they choose, when they choose. And in a world that has watched Abby and Brittany since birth, that quiet control over their personal lives may be their greatest statement yet. How did Abby and Brittany respond to haters about their life and Abby's marriage to Josh? Let's find out. Abby and Brittany respond, no apologies, no regrets. Conjoined twins. Abby and Brittany Hensel have made it clear. The world can watch, speculate, or criticize, but they are living life on their own terms. After Abby's recent marriage to Josh Bowling thrust them back into the public eye, the 35-year-old sisters responded to their critics in a way that was both bold and unapologetic. On March 29, 2024, they posted a TikTok video featuring pictures of themselves with Abby's husband. The caption read, "This is a message to all the haters out here. If you don't like what I do, but watch everything I'm doing, you're still a fan." Mic drop. To underline the sentiment, they added simply, #forever. For Abby and Brittany, who are joined from the belly button down, social media is often nothing more than background noise. They've openly acknowledged this, posting on TikTok that the internet is extra loud today. We have always been around. Despite the comments, the posts, and the speculation, the twins have always prioritized living life over managing public opinion. It's a philosophy shaped by decades of being in the spotlight and constantly having their lives dissected by strangers. Their journey into superstardom began back in 1996 with a now-famous interview on The Oprah Winfrey Show. From there, they appeared in numerous documentaries and specials, including 2006's Joined for Life, Abby and Brittany Turned 16, 2007's Extraordinary People, The Twins Who Share a Body, and the 2012 TLC reality series Abby and Brittany. Each appearance gave the public a glimpse into their world, yet only scratched the surface of what it truly means to live as conjoined twins. Even with decades of public attention, Abby and Brittany emphasize that they are, first and foremost, two separate people sharing a single body. Brittany, who controls the left side of their body, explained, "We usually bargain with each other like, if you do this, I'll do that. Or we take turns." This kind of constant negotiation isn't a burden for them, it's simply the rhythm of their lives. Their personalities differ naturally, with Abby tending to be more serious and pragmatic, while Brittany is spontaneous and carefree. Yet, despite their differences, they wouldn't change a thing. Anatomically, they are a fascinating combination of shared and separate organs. Each twin has her own heart, brain, lungs, stomach, and kidneys, while they share other essential organs like a liver and bladder. This unique physical setup allows them to function together while maintaining individuality. It's a balance they've learned to master over a lifetime, and one that continues to define how they interact with the world. When asked about the possibility of separation, the twins have consistently refused the idea. "We never wish we were separated," they've said, "because then we wouldn't get to do the things we can do. Play softball, meet new people, run." Their answer is both simple and profound. Despite the challenges and the public scrutiny, Abby and Brittany see their shared life not as a limitation, but as an opportunity. It's a life filled with movement, experiences, and connection. A life they have embraced fully, with no regrets. What are Abby and Brittany up to presently? Keep watching to find out. Life after fame and the moment that sparked new questions. According to public records, Abby and Brittany Hensel continue to live in Minnesota, quietly building lives that look far more ordinary than most people expect. The twins work as fifth-grade teachers, a career they stepped into shortly after graduating from college. When they were first hired, the school district issued them separate contracts, but because they share one body, they split a single salary, an arrangement that once again highlighted how even basic workplace systems weren't designed with lives like theirs in mind. Inside the classroom, their differences actually became a strength. During an episode of Abby and Brittany, the twins explained how they divided responsibilities based on what each enjoyed most. Abby's strong points were math and science, while Brittany naturally leaned toward language arts and reading. Together, they formed a seamless teaching partnership, offering students a learning experience unlike any other. Outside of work, Abby and Brittany live relatively low-key lives. They're occasionally spotted doing everyday things, shopping, walking, or spending time with family, and they maintain a presence on TikTok, where they've gathered more than 300,000 followers. Their posts are usually light, playful, and carefully chosen. Other than that, the twins make a conscious effort to stay out of the spotlight, something that took years for them to reclaim. That quiet routine changed again after Abby's marriage came to light in 2024. The revelation reignited public fascination, pulling the twins back into headlines they hadn't sought. Just as that attention began to fade, another moment sent shockwaves across social media. In August 2025, Abby and Brittany were photographed carrying a newborn baby. The images spread quickly, sparking intense speculation and emotional reactions from fans around the world. Questions flooded in almost instantly. Was the baby theirs? Had they become parents? The twins did not directly answer those questions, but they didn't ignore the moment either. Instead, Abby and Brittany responded in their own way. They shared the photos themselves in a TikTok video, setting them to the song "Nothing But a G-Thang" by Dr. Dre. The caption was just one word: blessed. No explanation, no clarification, just a quiet acknowledgement that spoke volumes without saying much at all. As always, the twins controlled the narrative by choosing how much or how little to share. In doing so, they reminded the world that while their lives may invite curiosity, the most important parts still belong to them. And once again, Abby and Brittany left everyone wondering what was really happening behind the scenes. What are your thoughts about Abby and Brittany Hensel and the challenges they face? Let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for sticking with us as we explored the incredible and often surprising story of Abby and Brittany Hensel. If this journey into their lives fascinated you, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you're always the first to see our next deep dive. Before you leave, check out the video on your screen for another unbelievable story that will leave you questioning what you thought you knew about the world.